All right, so our next story is California's new $20 minimum wage for fast food workers causing restaurants to close. It's been more than 2 months since the increase went into effect for large fast food chains, and one just announced that it is closing 4 dozen of its locations throughout the state. ABC 10's Becca Habegger takes a look.
Stacked chairs, empty tables, and a sign, "This location has closed," greets anyone approaching Rubio's Coastal Grill in Dorado Hills. This Carlsbad-based restaurant chain announced late last week it's closing 48 of its more than 100 California locations. 86 locations will remain open across Nevada, Arizona, and California.
What we're seeing right now is, I think, unfortunately, the beginning of a trend, in restaurant closures.
Jot Condi is president and CEO of the California Restaurant Association. He says a newly effective California law is impacting businesses, workers, and consumers alike. AB 1228 raised the minimum wage for workers at large fast food chains in California from $16 an hour to $20. That went into effect April 1st.
When you have a cost spike overnight, $4 per employee per hour. That's pretty difficult when you're talking about an industry that's, 3 to 5% profit margin on average.
Those who advocated for the wage increase say it helps California's fast food workers make ends meet in this expensive state.
The majority of minimum wage workers are not teenagers. They're people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Even some seniors. And a lot of these people have children.
We must ensure that our fast food workers are able to thrive in their workplace and in their communities.
I reached out to Rubio's to ask whether the $20 minimum wage played into their decision to close 48 California locations. A spokesperson didn't answer that directly, but did say in a statement the closings were brought about by the rising cost of doing business in California after a thorough review of Rubio's operations and the current business climate.
The sheer number of restaurants that they're closing is pretty extraordinary.
He says many restaurant owners are now choosing between raising prices for customers, cutting worker hours, or some combination of the two.
Because if you don't, you're not profitable and you can't stay in business.
All right, bringing in Becca Habegger, who has been following this for us. Becca, can you bring some more context? Because this could not be the end of it. We could see another increase in minimum wages, right?
Right. That $20 minimum wage only applies to fast food restaurants with at least 60 locations nationwide. Otherwise, California's minimum wage is currently $16, Alex. But in a ballot initiative this fall, voters will decide whether to raise the state's minimum wage to $18 per hour by 2025 for companies with more than 25 employees and by 2026 for those smaller companies.
And I do want to go back to Rubio's for just a second. We should mention for context, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy back in 2020, citing pandemic impacts, and the LA Times has reported that it previously shut down locations in Florida and Colorado. Becca, thank you so much.